Hello everyone, welcome back to the another video of this series MERN blog app. So from today we are going to start building this application. We will start from backend and then move to the front end and hence deployment. So in this video we are going to set up our backend with Node.js professionally, and then we will also move to create a basic backend server with express.js. So let's get started. First of all, we will make sure that our system has Node.js installed. So if you are unaware with Node.js, let me first open the website. As you can see, this Node.js website, so it means run JavaScript everywhere. So Node.js is a free open source cross-platform JavaScript runtime environment that lets developers create servers, web apps, command line tools and scripts. So Node.js is nothing but a runtime environment that allow us to run JavaScript everywhere. So for example, if you have worked with Chrome and inside this console, we can write JavaScript code and it will successfully run this code. So which means Chrome also provide JavaScript environment that allow us to run JavaScript anywhere inside this Chrome. So to download it, we need to come here inside this download package manager. I will put the link inside the description below. Make sure to check out that. And Node.js is available for Windows, macOS, Linux as well. So first of all, let me show you the step to download in Windows. So you can just click here inside this pre-built installer and click here inside download Node.js button. So you can also follow this PowerShell command, and for macOS you can do the same. So Node.js also comes with pre-built installer for macOS, but for Linux, as you can see, there is no pre-built installer. So for Linux we have to follow these commands. As I am on Linux, so let me show you another way to download Node.js. First of all, you need to go as root and let me enter the password. Okay, so sudo and you need to write apt install Node.js, and that's it. It will automatically install Node.js in your system, and make sure that it is installed by writing node-v, and it will provide us the version of the Node.js. So after installing it and checking the version, you have also one command named npm. So npm is a node package manager which helps us to download any packages inside Node.js. If you want to know that what is this version and if it has installed correctly, so you should write npm-v and it will provide you this version. Let's start coding our backend app. So we have to make a folder, I think, and I've already done it. Yep, I will open VS Code here using code dot, and it will open VS Code inside this folder. Okay, let me cut this all, and we have to come inside this VS Code and just make a folder named backend. You can manually type here. I prefer to make directories using command, so I'll write make directory backend and it will make a directory for me. So I will navigate to this directory. So to set up the backend professionally, we have to come here inside the command and write npm init. So npm does what is, it will just initialize a package.json file for us. If I write npm init and I will enter, so what is the package name? Backend work fine and version, okay, description backend for the blog app, entry point index.js. Yeah, you can write index.js or app.js. I prefer app.js. So let us write this, and test command, I have nothing. Git repo, I don't have. Keyword should be backend or Node.js, right? And let's add one more, blog app. Okay, author, yep, I will write the name. License I don't have. Okay, yep. So as you can see, this package.json is now created, and if you want to quickly create this package.json, there is also one command. Let me first delete it and I will say npm init -y don't ask us any question, and it will just create a package.json by your default value. Let me create it. And as you can see, package.json is now created, but inside our previous version we had author and description, and I wrote main as index.js. You can also create from here. Okay, let us use this. I will just edit backend app for blog app, backend for blog app, and you can also write author. Okay, yeah, here is author by default. Let me write my name. Okay, so yep, it's done. And main as I will write app.js. Okay, so make sure to write app.js. And here comes two things. First of all, you can specify the type of the code that you will be writing here. So there are two types of JavaScript code. The first one is module.js and the second one is common.js. So common.js is our old traditional. Okay, const name equal require. We use require syntax here, and we write the package name. But after year 6, we have the ability to write module.js here. Just we need to specify type inside this package.json. So we have common.js and module. I want to write module. Okay, so let us check if it is working. I will write console.js hello world, and to run it, so we have to specify the script here as start or dev, and I will write node index. Alright, so actually app.js, and when I open the console and write, first of all let me come to the backend folder, and I will write npm start, and it will run the app.js file. So as you can see, hello world. So this is how we set up Node.js. So let us create a basic backend server with Express. So I will write npm install Express, and it will just install Express for me. So let us make a simple server with Express, import Express from Express. Let me initialize app using Express. I can say app dot, okay, what is the warning here? Couldn't find a declaration file module express implicitly has any type. Okay, so we have to actually install this @type/express. So actually we have to install it for the type module. So I can just write here app.listen, and we have to specify port here. Okay, and I will write a callback on port. Okay, we need to write backtick here. So let me run this npm start, and you will see port is not defined. So let me define the port as 8000. So if I restart it, and as you can see backend running on port 8000. Okay, to make sure if it is running, I will say app.get on slash, we will pass response and request. I will say return response.status of 200 and JSON of message working. Okay, and now I have saved it. Let us check inside Google browser, localhost as 8000 if it is working. Okay, cannot get, yeah, okay, so we have to restart the server, and if I refresh here, as you can see message working. So here is still one problem. Inside this package.json we have node, so whenever we make changes in any code, so we have to again restart this server. So there comes one package as NodeMon. It will help us to restart the server whenever we make any changes inside the files. And inside package.json we need to specify this as NodeMon. Okay, so now it is installed. let me overwrite it. Okay, and as you can see, NodeMon is now installed. So I will write npm start, and now our terminal will look different, something like NodeMon to restart it at any time, enter alias and watching path dot watching extension JavaScript module JavaScript common.js or JSON. So it will automatically reload the server whenever we make any changes. So when I click save, and as you can see, backend started restarting due to changes. And there is still one issue. We have written port here hard coded. So if we go inside the production level, so there port 8000 might not be available. So it is better to write inside .env file so that we can change the port there. For that we need to install .env file. So I will say .env and it will install. Okay, yep. So it is now installed, and inside these dependencies we have added one dependency named .env. So let us make one file inside the root directory as .env, and I will say port equal to 8000. And to load .env file here, we need to make sure our backend app has the access of .env file. So I will say import config.env from .env, and I will write, hey, I want to config .env, and it will config it for me. And when I run again the app, okay, so port is not defined. Okay, all right. So instead of port, let me just write a variable name port as process.env.port. And as you can see, this is now restarted automatically and backend running on port 8000. It means our backend app has the access of this .env file. Alright, so now we have installed Node.js and set up a basic backend app. So let me now show you an amazing thing. So inside this app.js, we don't have to use config.env if you want to use a command. So let me show you. Inside this start, you should write NodeMon app.js as same, but you should include some code -- require or -r, which means required. And what we have to require, we need to name a package that is .env, and inside .env I want to import as config. Alright, so and in this blog app we will also use JSON experimental feature. For that we need to write another code -- experimental JSON modules, and with this let me cancel it and restart the server. And as you can see, without writing here config.env, we have just inserted a code that is -r, which means required, and I want to require .env package. Inside this package we have .env, we have config, and to use JSON modules we write code for experimental JSON modules because we want to write here type as module, right? So now I hope you have gained a solid understanding of setting up a professional backend application with Node.js and ExpressJS, and you also learned that how we can use .env files inside the Node.js application. So that's it for now. We'll meet in the next video and continue our series. So till then,